Hi and welcome to Mighty Success Blueprint. My name is Nicholas Mighty. I'm really excited that you're here watching this video on such a beautiful day. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about how to find your passion, right? And of course, later on, I will also share 5 ways in which you can qualify your passion for profit. Is your passion profitable? Is it something where you can start a business at and get it winning? So that's something that we are going to find out. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, subscribe right now. On this channel, I produce content on how you can become the best version of yourself, living beyond average. That's what I talk about, whether it means personal life or business. Hey, subscribe right now. And of course, click the notifications bell so you don't miss any videos that I produce on a weekly basis. Right, exciting already. Passion. So what's so much about passion? Very, very important question, right? If you're passionate about something, it's very, 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 very difficult for you to quickly give up. It's very difficult. You would have to actually convince yourself. You would have to put together enough energy to give up because you're passionate about it. And that brings me to business. If you're running a business, right, and you don't love what you do, it's going to be difficult for you to keep on and move to another day, because every day requires enough strength that is actually inner generated. Now, you can depend on other people to talk to you and, encourage you and inspire you. But if they don't turn up, what if they don't come? What if they don't show up? Are you going to remain, uninspired? Every day requires inspiration. That's one thing you must really, really, really understand. And one of the greatest ways to inspire yourself is by doing something that you really love to do, something that you're passionate about, right? So that's very important. If you want to start a business that is sustainable and is dependable and will live on, while you do things effortlessly, and this is one of the ways in which you can actually avoid overwhelm and avoid giving up when, running your own business. Very, very important, because business gets lonely, especially online business. It could get lonely for some people, and very many times, you listen to information from here and information from the other side. Somebody's telling you this is what works and what you're doing doesn't work. And many times you might find yourself just giving up, right? But how do you prevent all of that? How do you block out the noise? Do something that you're passionate about, and it's never too late. If you're not passionate about something, you can come out. You can. And remember, nobody is forcing you to do what you're doing, right? You're doing it because you're master of yourself, you're master of your life, you're master of your circumstances, right? You can dictate. Remember those words, very, very important. So back to finding your passion. So how do you find your passion, right? Point number 1. Right? Look around you. Look at the things that you have. Look at the books. Now, many times, even if you haven't read those books came to you for a reason, right? The universe is structured in such a way that you attract the things that you actually desire, right? What your heart desires. And when we talk about desire, it's not something that you see of somebody. It's something that's invisible, right? It's a force that attracts and brings forth those things that you're actually passionate and really, really, really longing for. It calls them, right? So very, very important to look around you. If you're trying to discover yourself and you're wondering, what am I meant for? What are those things that I truly love? Sometimes, as simple as that might sound, many people out there get lost and they just can't figure out because there's so much noise. And if you haven't learned to be quiet, sometimes it becomes difficult for you to actually narrow down to that very thing. But you can start by looking around you, right? At your house, at the nature of things, at the books that you have, the magazines. Hey, they will tell you exactly what you really love to do and are passionate about. The other point is what you talk about every day, right? So look at some of the conversations that you have with people when they meet you. What is some of the stuff that you really, really talk about? Sometimes it's relationships, and that could be something that you're really passionate about. Maybe you have good advice. Who knows, that could turn into a great business. Maybe you could support people who are going through different circumstances. So that's very, very important. The things that you talk about every day they are things that are coming from deep within. And when you begin to analyze and come up with a collective piece of information about what you talk about every day, that could be your lifesaver. That's something that you're passionate about. If you're going to do anything, that's where you could start. And of course, the third point is get to love what you do, right? So one way in which to actually find yourself, and I give this to all my clients, right? I ask them, what are you doing? Because if you're not doing anything, it's very, very difficult to find yourself, right? You must be on the way, right, to get to another bend and to see ahead of you. You must get on the way for you to see ahead of you, right? So very, very important. So get to love what you do, because it's a vehicle. It's a vehicle. You call it vehicle, whatever you want to call it. It's a vehicle through which you're going to actually discover other avenues, right, of yourself. Wow, you know, the things that you love. Maybe you're in a job and for some reason you don't like it. You know, now you could jump out. You know, that could be a quick answer for me to throw at you, but I could also tell you, you know, what are some of the reasons. And if they're not pressing reasons and they're not life-threatening, then you might as well get to love your work. So how do you get to love it? Talk nice about it, right? You know, just become excited. Do things that get you excited, right? Maybe turn up to work earlier than usual. Try to stay a little bit longer. You know, those are some of the ways in which you can generate the love, right? So very, very important. And yes, so those are 3 ways. All right, so let's now go into the 5 ways in which you can qualify your passion for profit. So all these 5 work together. In other words, you're going to have to check all of these off against your passion for you to qualify it for profit, right? So if you want to start a business doing the thing that you do every day, then you might check these off before you start. Very, very important. Point number 1, ask yourself, is my passion digitally friendly? That's very, very important, right? So when starting out, you want to start with a passion that is digitally friendly. And I'll explain, right? Something that is digitally friendly is something where you don't have to, you know, bring inventory to your house for you to start a business. You don't have to bring all the goods and all the packaging and everything else. You can sell everything online and ship online if possible. And if not, then you can deliver the product digitally. In other words, let's say it's a course, right? I can just put it on my website and people will buy it, right? So I've sent them value. They are receiving the value, but I don't have to ship anything. Now, that's what I call digitally friendly. So that's very, very important. Is underwear digitally friendly? Of course not. It's not, unless you're drop shipping. You know, are these lights digitally friendly? No, they're not, right? So very, very important to start off with a product or to start off with a passion that you can actually you know, deliver digitally. So that's very important. The second point you want to check off is competition, right? So never start into a passion or into a venture that doesn't have competition, right? I know that sounds crazy, and I know everybody else tells you to avoid the competition and all those kind of things. But what competition does is to tell you that there is availability, you know, in the market. You know, there is a desire for that product. So that's very, very important. Now, the third point when looking to qualify your passion for profit is the size of the audience, right? So you can use free tools like Facebook Insights, and all you have to do is to go into, you know, Ads Manager to find out if your passion is profitable. So that's very, very simple to do. You can actually do it in about 15 minutes, right? Because it might require you to sign in or to create an account, right? So if you're finding out if your passion is profitable, you want to aim at insights above 1 million, right? So that's what you should use as your base. If your passion has up to 1 million people that are interested in it, then it qualifies and passes that stage. Then you go to the next stage, which is popularity in the site. So how do you find out if your passion is popular? All you have to do is you use a keyword tool. I use keywords everywhere, right? So, and all you have to do is to find out a passion, you know, you type in your passion and you type in the keyword, and there's no perfect way to do this. So you're going to have to try different keywords around, you know, maybe join to your passion or just your passion, right? And your aim is numbers up to 10,000, right? So you want to aim at 10,000 for search volume. That means your search is actually popular, and you can use Google for this, right? So that's very, very simple. If you have a keyword tool like Keywords Everywhere, it's an extension. You can put it in Google Chrome or any other browser, and you will be able to actually have a look at the search volume. So point number 5 you want to check off if you want to qualify your passion for profit is long-term potential, right? So Is your passion long-term potential? Is the idea long-term, right? Can you serve the customer for all their life? So that's very, very, very important to check off, right? So, and I'll give you two scenarios. When somebody is playing golf, right? Maybe football. If you're going to teach them how to play, you're going to become a coach. Now that's going to be long-term because they don't learn to play football in one day, not even 1 week, right? But when it comes to things like, say, for example, breastfeeding mothers, so how long is the mother going to breastfeed? So that's very, very important. Within 3 months, they will probably not need your services anymore. So that's very, very important to look into when qualifying your passion for profit. So thank you very much. And I hope you learned some things about finding your passion in the first place and also qualifying your passion for profit. So thank you, and I will see you in the next video.